So today we are going to be doing a video inspired by another video that I saw on my YouTube feed. I forget who made this video, like their username or anything like that. So I'll put it in the description on who I'm talking about. But they made a video on reading like however many books until their Kindle dies. And I thought that was a fantastic idea because I have 2 Kindles. So I actually wanted to do it for like one for each one. So I have the Paperwhite, which is here. And then I also have the Oasis. The Oasis is discontinued, so I am a little weary about making a video about that just because you can't buy it. Not that I'm promoting to buy it or anything like that, but if after that video like you're convinced, which spoiler alert as someone who's been using it, I don't think it will because that battery dies a lot faster than this from my experience. But I just feel bad. So let me know if you guys would want to see the Oasis video just to compare it. But today we're going to be seeing how many books I can read on my Paperwhite from 100% to 0% or close to 0%. So I actually started this last night. So I did read a little bit of the Kane Chronicles, and I started at, technically it was 99% because it would not let me charge more than that, and it charged for quite a bit, but it is now at 90. I don't know if you can see it. 94%, which is not bad. And I was at like, I think 13%, and I'm now at 48. I'll have the actual clip on top of this, I think, to show you guys, because I did film some B-roll at least. And when I was reading it, it was like a little over 4 hours left. And now we're at a little over 3 hours. So around like an hour of reading, and it's only gone down 5%, which is crazy. So my prediction for this challenge is I think I'll be able to get through 5 to 6 books. I'm only saying that because actually I don't know. It really depends. I don't know. I'm gonna say 5 to 6, maybe 7. I only say maybe 7 because I read pretty fast. And since I read pretty fast, I just go through it. I don't know if that drains battery powers or not, but I'm just going through it real quick. I think I'll be able to get through 5 to 6 at least. I'm really leaning more towards 5 though. Let's be more realistic here. I think I'm leaning more towards 5 books, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'll keep you guys posted with each book. I am going to be focusing on finishing this book, the first book in the Kane Chronicles. Honestly, I'm going to be focusing on reading all of the Kane Chronicles because that's also another video that I'm working on at this moment in time, since I'm not feeling that great and reading is a lot easier to do than reacting to things, which I was going to do that, but here we are. The wisdom teeth situation has really thrown me through a loop right now. I'm dying to eat real food right now. I'm at that point of this recovery journey. I'm dying to eat like real food. I want to just eat without like thinking about how much my teeth are gonna hurt. It's a lot, okay? It's a lot. I mean, thankfully I'm not as swollen. Like I literally look like a Funko Pop, and that was not it. That was not the look, but here we are. Anyways, that's where we're at right now. I will let you guys know when I finish this book and where we are percentage-wise. One factor is that, actually, I don't even know. I don't even know what I was going to say today. Anyways, I'll see you when we get to the next book, okay? Okay. Tripod is tilted and I may have broke it. I don't know, but we'll figure it out. Anyway, so I finished the first book, which was the first book in the Kane Chronicles, and we are now at 88% of my Kindle. This is just the first chapter in the first book, but we are at 88%. So that's like around 10% that it took. So like 11%. So 11% divided by, so that's, oh my God. That, if that's the average, that's like 9 books, y'all. I did not sign up for this to be 9 books. Oh my God. Okay, well, we're in for a wild ride with this one. So I'll put the stats over here to see how many pages it was for it to be like 11% and like all that stuff. So I'll put it here. But yeah, that's interesting. I read around like maybe 3-ish hours on the Kindle too. So it was a good amount of time. I was gonna film more stuff yesterday, like an update, but I ended up filming something else, and then I had a raging headache and my gums were hurting so much. It was like my gums and teeth from my wisdom teeth surgery. You're gonna hear about it a lot until I heal because it's terrible and I feel insufferable. Like I am suffering, so I will be insufferable about it. To literally anybody who will hear me talk about it. But yeah, I ended up reading a little bit after that, but then like I fell asleep from like 7 to 10:30 on the couch, which is insane. And then I stayed up a little bit to like clean and stuff, but I fell asleep anyways at like 1:30, which isn't even that late. So yeah, like given the fact that it was a nap, you know what I mean? So yeah, that's where it's at. But I did read a lot this morning, and that's how I was able to get through the first book. And yeah, we're gonna focus on getting through the second book today. I'm gonna take it a little bit more easier so I avoid that whole situation. I'm guessing I'll probably get to like 70 something% by the end of the second book. I didn't really do much either. Like I read the book, let it kind of like sleep on its own, and I also downloaded a couple books from Kindle, like from Libby to Kindle. So I don't know if that takes up more battery power or not, but that's what's happening. It's nothing too crazy. I don't have it on airplane mode. Maybe I should to see how far that extends the life. But I feel like since I already started it without airplane mode, I'm just gonna keep going with that so it's consistent throughout. I'm just gonna update you guys as I read through all these books, so yeah. This is my, you can't see it, I'm wearing a skirt, but this is my callback fit. Your girl got a callback for a commercial, and that's like in an hour, so fingers crossed. We'll see how it goes. But I just got done finishing my second book on my Kindle, which was The Throne of Fire, which is the second book in the Kane Chronicles series. And like I predicted, we're at 78%. We are at 78%, which means if we keep this pace, if I keep this pace, I'm gonna have to read 9 books in order for this Kindle to be depleted, which, hey, I'm not complaining. That means that's great for me because this Kindle lasts forever when I'm reading a book, which is great. But in terms of this video, it might not be all that interesting. I don't know, but I'll put over here the stats of how many pages it was, what percentage I started with, how long it took for me to read the book, and where we're at with the battery percentage. But it's been roughly around like 500-ish pages per book. So they're not like short books, but they're not like super long books. So maybe that also has something to do with it. I did read a little bit while I was waiting for my post-op appointment for my wisdom teeth. So it wasn't running on Wi-Fi or anything like that. So that might have also helped the battery life. But it was like literally, I was reading for like 10-15 minutes. So I don't know if that was significant enough to really be that much of a game changer in all this. But I do know when you put in airplane mode, it does help a lot. So who knows? We are going to be reading the third book in the Kane Chronicles series for the third book. Let me actually download that now. Third book is 407 pages. So we'll see how that goes. I still think that I don't know. I originally said 5 to 6. I think I said that. But I think I'm going to be able to read 7. That's my final guess. 7 books on this Kindle, which is the Kindle Paperwhite, which is great. I think it's going to be interesting if I do make a video about my Oasis, how much it differs, because my Oasis dies so fast. Like literally so fast. The battery life on that thing is not good. But this battery life, amazing. 10 out of 10, recommend. I also have another e-reader coming through, so I might make a video on that as well. Like same concept, different e-reader. we'll see. But yeah, I'll keep you guys posted on how it goes for book 3. I don't think it's gonna be much different, but gonna keep you posted anyway. So I just got done the 3rd book in the Kane Chronicle series, which means I finished the 3rd book on this Kindle, and I am officially at 69. I don't know if you could see. Which means I'm on track to read 9 books, apparently, on this Kindle. What the heck? I've literally read this book for like 4.5 hours, and I don't know. I mean, I'm not complaining. Again, I'm not complaining because it's a good problem to have, because this means that this Kindle will last forever whenever I'm outside and stuff. But for the sake of this challenge, oh my god, that is crazy. So the next book I'm actually going to read is another Rick Riordan universe book. It's either that or Hellbent. I don't know yet, because that's also for another video. But if it is The Sun and the Star, it's downloading now, that means it would be 473 pages. So it's around like roughly the same amount of pages per book. So it's not like a massive book, but it's not a short book. So, I don't know. I think it's going to be same situation. This ended on 69%. I think I'm going to end on like 59%, and we're going to have this ongoing thing. But yeah, so far so good. I'm actually really surprised that we made it this far. I mean, I'm not that surprised because this does last forever. Literally forever. And I can only imagine if it was on airplane mode. So that's the update. I'll see you guys when I finish book 4. So it's been around like a week-ish. Yeah, like a week since I last updated you guys, and since I last finished a book, which I believe we're on the 4th book right now. So yeah, we're on the 4th book. So we are now done the 4th book on this Kindle, and we are at 49%. I don't know if you could see that. But we are at 49%, which means I'm a little bit off with predictions, but also like I haven't been reading every single day. So this Kindle has been sitting around a little bit. So I know that over time the battery degrades like in percentage. So I think that also contributes to it. Whereas with before, when I read the Kane Chronicles back to back, it was back to back, you know, like I read basically like every single day at that point. So it was definitely using less battery compared to when it was sitting around, because it's sitting around longer than I was reading it back to back, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? But this took me around like 4.5 hours to 5 hours of reading, which was The Sun and the Star, which is Nico and Will's book. Super cute. I'll have a separate video about that when I tier rank everything, since now I am just reading all of the side books at this point. So stay tuned for that. But the book was around like 400 something pages, 4.5 hours to 5 hours long. And the percentage, it was, I want to say like 15%-ish. That's how much it took for me to read that book. So still kind of have a long way to go. I'm definitely going to get through the 5th book, I think, and the 6th book, but we'll see if we're going to actually do like 7 to 9, because if I estimated it correctly, it would have been 9, but we'll see, since, you know, it's sitting around and like I'm not reading a book a day, you know? So we'll see how that goes. I'm actually not too sure what book I want to read next. I feel like a slump is coming on because I'm consuming a lot of Percy Jackson stuff, so I might want to take a little bit of a break. Maybe not. We'll see. But I don't really know what other book to read. I kind of want to read an Abby Jimenez, but I'm reading the physical book, so I don't want to read 2 Abby Jimenez books at the same time. You know what I mean? I don't know what else to read though. Truly, no idea. I don't know. My mood to read things has been kind of a little all over the place. So not really sure what I want to do. We're going to read Ripple Effect. Apparently I started it, but I don't remember. So we're going to start this over. And they have like a playlist, which is interesting. Oh wow, the range in this. Everything from Gracie Abrams to Manchester Orchestra. Interesting. Okay, I think, yeah, we're gonna read Ripple Effect on this Kindle. We'll see how it goes and how far we get into it. I'm trying to see. It's 324 pages. So I can't imagine this taking me more than like 10% of this Kindle. It just depends on how long it sits, but we'll see. I will update you guys. The updates haven't been going as planned just because I moved this weekend permanently to this place. So it's been a lot. Moving is a lot in general, just not even just the act of moving, but also unpacking. Unpacking, I think, is like way more in my opinion. So that's been a whole thing. But slowly but surely, we'll get through it. I'm getting towards the end of unpacking, so maybe I won't be as tired at night and I can read a little bit more at night, but we'll see. I'll update you guys when I finish the 5th book and we'll go from there. So yeah. So basically, I DNF'd a book, which was The Ripple Effect. I got around like 51% of the way through, and I forget what percentage I ended up at. It was like, I think 40 something. Yeah, it was definitely like 40 something. It's in the B-roll footage, so you'll see that in there, but I DNF'd it. It wasn't for me. It's a rom-com, college-based sort of book. The premise was okay, but like at the same time it just wasn't for me. And I got around like 51% of the way through before I actually DNF'd it, so I read a good amount of it. It seemed promising. I think I saw this on TikTok, and the reviews that I saw on Goodreads, it seemed good, but it wasn't for me. It was a lot of telling, not showing, and I don't really like books that are kind of like that, where it's like a lot of info dump, in my opinion. So that wasn't for me. I ended up around like 40 something ish percent on my Kindle after I read through 51% of the way and finally DNF'd it. I think by the end of that B-roll, I said I was gonna read Hellbent. Oh my god, I dropped my Kindle. I ended up picking Hellbent, which I think will be the next book that I read on my Kindle. I am gonna start another video soon, I think, where I finish books that I am currently in the middle of a series of, and that is one of them. And I do have the physical copy, but it's kind of a chunky book, and I kind of don't want to read it in its physical form. So I got it on Libby. It was available on Libby, and I was like, why not? So I think that will be the next book that I read. I was also thinking about doing Butcher and Blackbird, but like, I don't know if I actually want to do that just because, I don't know. I think I want that to be another book, and I don't think I'm really in the mood to be reading that either. So we'll see how it goes. I don't know. I feel like since, let's see, Hellbent, I believe is around like 500-ish pages. Oh, no. It's a little under 500 pages, so it's like 481 pages, which is around the same length as the Percy Jackson books that I've been reading, like the Kane Chronicles, so that's not too bad. I probably will get to around like 30% before I finish this book. We'll see. It seems like I read pretty fast, so maybe that's why the battery itself is conserving pretty well, but this challenge is taking a very long time because of that, so I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I believe Hellbent is the last book. I think this is a duology. I think. I don't really know. Honestly, I don't really remember what happened in Ninth House. Like, I kind of have a vague idea of it, so that should be pretty interesting to get back into that. So, yeah. I don't know. I'll see you after I finish this book. So, yeah.
I have to whisper because someone's sleeping, and I really hope you can hear me. But I just finished the 6th book on my Kindle, and we are at 17%. So I think we have like one more book to go, but I am a little bit scared because I have a flight in 2 days, and I really don't want it to die while I'm on the flight. So there's that. But I just finished Hellbent, which is the 2nd book in the Alex Stern series by Leigh Bardugo, and it was so good. Honestly, I was a little scared because like I did not remember Ninth House at all, but it was really, really good. So I really enjoyed that. I don't remember what percentage I started at. I'm sure you'll see it in like the previous clip, but I believe I used like over 10%, which is like way more than like what the average has been. So that's good. It took around like 6 to 7 hours for me to read this book because it was a little bit more dense. So I don't know if I said that in a previous update, but it is more dense than like the other books since it has like a lot of dark academia and like academic stuff going on, and there's just like a lot of world building. So comparatively to Percy Jackson, since it's like an adult fiction book. So there is that. Since it just became available on Libby for me, I don't know why. It's a miracle that it happened so fast, but Not in Love by Ali Hazelwood, which is her most recent book to come out. It just became available on Libby, so I'm gonna read that. I don't know how many pages it is, but I'm gonna guess it's gonna take me anywhere from like 3 to 6 hours, depending on how fast the book goes. I have the physical copy, and it's really not that long, so I really don't think it's gonna take me that long. So depending on how long that takes me, I either have to read another book or that's gonna be the last book. We'll see how it goes.